Did you know that respect is much more than just a formality? It is the backbone of all human interactions. But what if I told you that the way you understand respect might be completely wrong? In this video, we will uncover one of the biggest misconceptions about human relationships and reveal how a lack of respect can not only destroy your relationships, but also compromise your mental health and well-being. As the great Buddha once said, respect for oneself is the beginning of cultivating virtue in men and women alike. Stay with us for a groundbreaking revelation that could transform the way you interact with the world around you. Learn how to protect your dignity and improve your interpersonal connections once and for all. And don't forget, we want to hear from you. Share your experiences and thoughts in the comments below. Let's begin. 1. Consistent lack of respect. Respect is essential in every relationship, whether with friends, family, or colleagues. It forms the basis of how we treat each other and how we expect to be treated. If someone consistently ignores your feelings, disregards your thoughts, or oversteps your boundaries, it's a clear sign of disrespect. Buddha's teachings remind us that a person who cannot respect their own parents, who are fundamental figures in one's life, is unlikely to truly respect anyone else. Reflecting on this teaching, we see that continuous disrespect from someone can deeply affect not only your day-to-day happiness, but also your inner peace and spiritual well-being. Such relationships can drain your emotional health, leaving you feeling undervalued and disrespected. It's important to recognize these signs early and consider the potential need to distance yourself to maintain your own well-being. In a world where kindness and compassion are valued, allowing yourself to be in a situation where these are absent can be unnecessarily harrowing. Remember, maintaining a distance from toxic behaviors isn't just about finding tranquility. It's also about respecting yourself and affirming your worth. When respect is absent, our core sense of security and acceptance can be undermined, making it difficult to thrive in other areas of life. 2. Misaligned values. Sharing similar values is the backbone of any strong relationship. When our core beliefs and principles align with those of others, it creates a stable and harmonious connection. However, if you find significant differences in your ethical or moral beliefs with someone, these gaps can lead to continuous disagreements and discomfort. Buddha wisely noted, "Better than 1,000 hollow words is one word that brings peace." This teaches us that speaking and living truthfully in a way that fosters peace is more valuable than engaging in endless arguments that lead nowhere. If your interactions with someone consistently clash with your deepest values, causing turmoil rather than tranquility, it might be a signal that you need to seek peace by distancing yourself from these conflicting values. Prioritizing harmony within yourself can often mean re-evaluating and possibly stepping away from relationships that challenge your peace of mind. Remember, maintaining your inner peace may require making tough decisions about who you allow into your life. Ultimately, aligning with those who share your values can lead to a more fulfilling and peaceful existence. 3. Manipulation. Manipulation in relationships can lead to suffering for everyone involved. The Buddha taught us that just like in the sky, there is no distinction of east and west. The distinctions we often believe in are merely creations of our own minds. This wisdom helps us understand that manipulation is a form of deceit that distorts the truth and creates unnecessary divisions and suffering. When someone manipulates, they are trying to control or influence others in an unfair way, leading to confusion and pain. It's important to recognize these actions for what they are, a harmful fabrication that brings distress. By identifying and understanding manipulation, you can choose to distance yourself from it and seek healthier, more transparent relationships that are based on mutual respect and truthfulness. This awareness allows you to safeguard your emotional and spiritual well-being, promoting an environment where genuine connections can flourish. Recognizing and stepping away from manipulative behaviors can also be a profound act of self-compassion, aligning your actions with the Buddhist path of integrity and peace. 4. Lack of trust. Trust is the cornerstone of any healthy relationship. It's the foundation that supports all interactions, allowing us to feel secure and valued. Without trust, a relationship is unstable. Much like a building without a solid foundation, it wobbles and may eventually collapse under pressure. The Buddha poetically described the power of words when he said, "The tongue, like a sharp knife, kills without drawing blood." This teaches us that just as a knife can cut deeply without leaving a visible mark, so too can broken trust cause deep emotional pain that isn't immediately apparent. When trust is repeatedly breached, the invisible wounds can be profound, often signaling that it might be healthier to step back or even walk away from the relationship. It's important to recognize when trust cannot be rebuilt, as continuing in such a relationship can lead to ongoing hurt and instability. Recognizing this lack of trust allows us to make informed decisions about our emotional investments, ensuring that we are protecting our mental and emotional well-being. Trust, once lost, may take a long time to recover, if at all. It's crucial to be honest with oneself about the feasibility of restoring it in the relationship. 5. Negative effects on mental health. Your mental health is absolutely essential to your overall well-being. In any healthy relationship, you should feel supported, understood, and valued, not anxious, stressed, or emotionally drained. Buddha emphasized the importance of maintaining good health, both in body and mind, as a fundamental duty. He taught, to keep the body in good health is a duty. Otherwise, we shall not be able to keep our minds strong and clear. This wisdom reminds us that our mental clarity and strength are deeply connected to how we are treated and influenced by those around us. If you find yourself constantly feeling unsettled or distressed due to someone's actions or words, it's a strong sign that this relationship might be harming your mental health. It's important to be in relationships that bring peace and strengthen your mind, not ones that cloud your thoughts and weaken your emotional state. Prioritize spending time with people who help you feel calm and clear-headed, those who encourage your happiness and personal growth. 6. Repetitive disharmony. Harmony is not just a musical term, but a profound principle within Buddhism that applies to all relationships. It's about balance, understanding, and mutual respect, qualities that foster peace and spiritual growth. Buddha emphasized the importance of useful and peaceful words, teaching us that better than 1,000 useless words is one useful word, hearing which one attains peace. If you find yourself repeatedly in situations where your interactions are marked by discord, tension, and a lack of understanding, it's a strong indicator that the relationship may not be conducive to your spiritual or emotional well-being. In Buddhism, the environment we create and sustain around us deeply influences our path to enlightenment. Consistent disharmony can disturb not only our mental peace, but also our spiritual focus. It disrupts the tranquility needed for insightful meditation and thoughtful reflection, which are pivotal in Buddhist practice. When conflicts become a regular pattern rather than isolated incidents, it may be a signal from the universe or your own inner Buddha nature to reevaluate the energies you allow into your life. Such situations demand more than passive acknowledgement. They require active decision-making. Reflecting on this persistent lack of harmony, one should consider whether continuing the relationship is beneficial or if it's time to let go and seek peace, which is both a journey and a destination in the Buddhist way of life. 7. Feeling of constant drain. Imagine this scenario. You have just spent a few hours with a friend or family member. As you part ways, instead of feeling happy or energized, you feel as if all your energy has been completely drained. This isn't about the normal tiredness that comes from being active. It's a deeper kind of exhaustion that affects your emotions and your spirit. This feeling of being drained is a significant sign that something might be wrong in the relationship. Let's consider a wisdom from Buddha. Thousands of candles can be lighted from a single candle, and the life of the candle will not be shortened. Happiness never decreases by being shared. This metaphor beautifully illustrates that in a healthy relationship, joy and positivity flow freely between individuals, just like light from one candle can ignite others without diminishing its own flame. Each person involved should come away feeling uplifted, not less happy or more tired. However, when you consistently feel depleted after your interactions with someone, it indicates that the relationship might be unbalanced. It's possible that the other person is relying heavily on you for emotional support, energy, and attention, but isn't reciprocating or contributing positively to your life. This imbalance can create a cycle where you feel increasingly exhausted, making it hard for you to maintain your own emotional stability and happiness. The impact of such a draining relationship can be profound. Over time, you might find it difficult to engage with others or find joy in activities that you once loved. This kind of emotional drain can sap your energy and leave you feeling unhappy and unfulfilled. Remember, relationships should enrich your life, not make it harder. If you recognize this pattern in a relationship, it's important to address it. Start by acknowledging to yourself that these feelings of exhaustion are real and valid. Then, if possible, try to discuss your feelings with the other person. Express your needs clearly. Sometimes, simply making someone aware of the issue can lead to a change. People often don't realize the effect their behavior has on others until it's pointed out to them. However, if the situation doesn't improve even after discussing it, you might need to make some difficult decisions. Protecting your own well-being sometimes requires setting strong boundaries or even reducing contact with the person who drains you. In extreme cases, it might mean ending the relationship altogether. It's crucial to remember that you deserve to be in relationships that bring you joy and energy, not ones that leave you feeling depleted. To find truly fulfilling relationships, seek out those that offer a balance of give and take. Look for people who light up your life just as much as you light up theirs. In these relationships, you'll feel your happiness and energy multiply, proving the truth of Buddha's teaching. Sharing your light with others should increase your own, not diminish it. Abuse in any relationship, whether physical, emotional, verbal, or psychological, is not only unacceptable, but fundamentally opposed to the principles of Buddhism, which advocate for compassion, kindness, and non-harm. It's important to recognize that abuse can manifest in many forms. Emotional abuse might include derogatory remarks, constant criticism, or threats. Verbal abuse often involves shouting, harsh language, or relentless insults. Psychological abuse can be subtler, involving manipulative behaviors that cause self-doubt or isolate you from loved ones. There's also financial abuse, where one person controls another's access to financial resources, stifling their independence. In Buddhism, there is a powerful metaphor that likens personal growth to a snake shedding its skin. Just as a snake must shed its old skin to grow, we too must let go of harmful elements in our lives to continue our personal and spiritual development. The Buddha teaches us that our journey through life is about evolving spiritually and emotionally, and this often requires letting go of painful, harmful ties. The presence of abuse in a relationship is a clear sign that it is detrimental to your mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. Staying in such a relationship conflicts with the Buddhist path of self-compassion and mindfulness. It's essential to recognize that enduring abuse does not equate to patience or tolerance praised in Buddhism. Rather, it hampers your ability to live a life based on Buddhist values of respect and peace. Even a painful one is an opportunity for learning and spiritual growth. Leaving an abusive relationship, though incredibly challenging, can be a profound moment of awakening. It embodies the Buddhist principle of samsara, the cycle of birth, suffering, death, and rebirth, which teaches us about the impermanence of all things and the potential for renewal at every turn. As you make the brave decision to leave, you are essentially choosing to break free from a cycle of suffering, paving the way for a new phase of life that promises greater peace and enlightenment. Buddhism places a strong emphasis on the notion of karma, the idea that our actions create future consequences. By choosing to remove yourself from an abusive situation, you are setting a powerful intention and action into motion, which can lead to more positive outcomes and relationships based on mutual respect and kindness. This choice not only affects your own life, but can also influence others around you, demonstrating the importance of self-respect and the strength to make healthful changes. The concept of maitri, or loving kindness in Buddhism, underscores the importance of cultivating love and compassion, starting with oneself. In abusive relationships, self-love and self-compassion are often eroded, making it difficult to maintain a healthy sense of self-worth. By choosing to leave, you reaffirm your value and initiate the process of rebuilding self-esteem and self-compassion. This rekindling of love for oneself is a critical step in healing and is fully aligned with Buddhist teachings. Buddhism also teaches us about detachment, which does not mean becoming indifferent, but rather not clinging to harmful patterns or relationships that cause suffering. Detaching from an abusive partner is a practical application of this principle, allowing you to regain control over your happiness and well-being. It's a move towards experiencing life more fully and authentically, without the overshadowing presence of fear or pain. The journey away from abuse and towards recovery is also a path of mindfulness, another key aspect of Buddhism. Mindfulness involves being fully present and aware of one's feelings and thoughts without judgment. As you transition out of an abusive situation, mindfulness can help you process your experiences more healthily, recognize patterns that may have led to or perpetuated the abuse, and make more conscious choices in the future. Each step away from abuse and towards healing is not just a step away from suffering, it's a step towards greater personal freedom, peace, and spiritual depth. This transformative journey can lead you to discover a more resilient, compassionate, and enlightened version of yourself, deeply rooted in the compassionate and mindful teachings of Buddhism. 9. Destructive communication. Communication is the core of human interaction, serving not only as a tool for exchanging information, but as a vital means for connecting emotionally with others. The Buddha's wisdom reminds us that speak only endearing speech, speech that is welcomed, speech when it brings no evil to others, is a pleasant thing. This directive underlines the profound impact our words have on our relationships and personal spiritual journey. By choosing our words carefully and mindfully, we can foster peace and mutual respect, which are foundational in Buddhism. Destructive communication can take many forms, from overt aggression and verbal abuse to subtle insults and passive-aggressive comments. It's important to recognize that such communication often stems from deeper emotional disturbances. Feelings of insecurity, unresolved anger, or deep fear can sometimes cause people to lash out, trying to protect themselves or control situations through their words. Yet this approach always backfires, creating more conflict and emotional distance. The effects of harmful communication go far beyond the immediate discomfort it brings. It can create a lasting atmosphere of hostility and defensiveness within a relationship, making genuine connection difficult. Over time, this may lead to chronic stress, emotional exhaustion, and even the collapse of the relationship itself. Such outcomes go against the Buddhist path of peace and awakening, where every interaction is seen as a chance to practice kindness and compassion. In Buddhism, right speech is more than just avoiding lies. It is about nurturing truth, harmony, and goodwill through both our words and our tone. It calls us to speak with honesty and benefit, choosing language that uplifts, encourages, and brings reconciliation rather than division. To truly practice right speech, we must stay mindful of our intentions and emotions, noticing when negative impulses arise before they lead to harmful expression. Shifting from destructive to constructive communication takes both intention and mindfulness. The process begins with self-reflection. By examining our patterns of speech and the motivations behind them, we create space to make conscious, positive changes. Mindfulness meditation can be a powerful aid here. It helps us stay present and aware of our emotional state, giving us the choice to respond in ways that reflect our values instead of reacting automatically. Another essential part of constructive communication is active listening. This means giving full attention to the other person without planning your reply while they are speaking. It requires empathy, listening not only to the words, but also to the emotions beneath them. When we listen deeply, we validate the other person's experience, which can ease conflict and strengthen trust. If you find yourself often caught in cycles of destructive communication, either giving or receiving, take it as a gentle reminder that the relationship may need rebalancing, or that you may need to engage more deeply in the practices of mindfulness and right speech. At times, stepping back or adjusting relationship dynamics can be necessary to restore harmony with yourself and others. Remember, each interaction is an opportunity to practice the Dharma. Every word you speak can either support your journey toward peace and awakening or pull you away from it. Choose wisely, speak kindly, and reflect on how your words can nurture an atmosphere of respect and understanding. In the wide and intricate web of human relationships, the principle of mutual care and consideration stands as a central pillar, guiding us toward harmony, empathy, and deeper connection. Within the timeless teachings of the Buddha lies an observation that continues to resonate through the ages. If one's friends do not share in one's sorrows, it is better to live in a forest. This ancient wisdom, rooted in compassion and insight, reminds us of the essential role of empathy and reciprocity in the fragile fabric of human bonds. Think of the gentle rhythm of emotions and needs that shape the human experience. Each person, like a delicate flower, longs for the nourishment of compassion, understanding, and genuine support. In the presence of true companionship, these needs are met. Vulnerability is received with kindness, and strengths are celebrated with joy. But when empathy fades and our joys or sorrows are met with indifference, the very foundation of the relationship weakens, weighed down by neglect and disconnection. Ignoring personal needs in a relationship is like walking through a barren land, empty of the care and nourishment needed for emotional growth and well-being. It creates a deep sense of loneliness and disconnection, where one's inner self feels unseen and unvalued, like a lone flower fading under the harsh glare of the sun. Each act of neglect becomes a crack in the fragile fabric of intimacy, slowly wearing away the trust and kindness that once held two people together in shared humanity. It is vital to remember that the path to self-realization is closely tied to recognizing our own worth and tending to our emotional landscape. Every person, no matter their place in life, deserves to be valued and respected within the web of human connections, their feelings and hopes treated as sacred and worthy of care. Yet, when the balance of give and take is broken, and one is left continually sacrificing their emotional health to indifference or neglect, it becomes a powerful signal, a call to pause, reflect, and look within. In such moments of realization, the quiet comfort of solitude calls to us, a safe space where the soul finds peace among the whispering trees and the soft song of flowing water. Here, in nature's calm embrace, we can reconnect with the steady rhythm of our own heartbeat, free from the noise of outside expectations and the endless weight of social demands. Choosing solitude is not about rejecting human connection, but about affirming our own worth and finding the courage to protect the sacredness of our being. It reflects the strength of the human spirit, the determination to nurture self-love and self-respect, even when faced with the storms of relationships and society's pressures. In truth, the neglect of personal needs within a relationship can spark a powerful moment of reflection and growth. It becomes an invitation to reclaim ourselves and begin the work of emotional healing. This journey is a testament to the spirit's resilience, to its quiet resolve to trust the voice within and follow the heart's guidance, even when the path ahead feels uncertain. So, if the branches of a relationship no longer provide the care and shelter we deeply long for, it is not a sign of weakness, but a chance for growth and renewal. It gently reminds us that our worthiness of love and respect goes beyond outside approval, echoing within the very depths of our soul. A reminder of the timeless wisdom of Buddha and the healing power of self-love and acceptance. Let us follow this wisdom and walk the path of self-discovery with steady conviction and courage. For only when we nurture the garden of our hearts with care and kindness do we truly blossom and shine with our genuine humanity for the world to see. Recognizing these signs may be difficult, but it often becomes the first step toward a more peaceful and fulfilling life. If today's message resonates with you, consider taking the steps needed to protect your peace and stay true to your path. Please like, share, and comment below with your thoughts or experiences. We value your presence and look forward to supporting you on your journey. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more wisdom on how Buddhist teachings can guide everyday life. Stay mindful and see you in the next video.